On today's show, I interpret two kids' dreams. I never do that. Chris, who is 9, gets kicked by giants. In another dream, he looks for and finds his mom, but then asks her, why isn't she at work? Olivia, as a demonstration of trust, gives her car key to an old Chinese lady, who then takes off with her car. I could see that coming. Rachel realizes she had butt dialed her friend and then gets into a quandary about whether she should let her know that she did that. Stay tuned to find out what these dreams are really about. Hello and welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast, the show about life transformation through dream interpretation. I'm Michael Sheridan. So what do we get from listening to our dreams? We get to eavesdrop on the message from our higher self to our soul. This is the most important thing in your life. Put everything else down. That's the absolute most important thing to do, because your higher self has designed your life, figured out you needed to come here, needed to incarnate in the first place, and knows what your whole purpose is, what your gifts are, all the little details about what you're meant to work on while you're here. And your dreams are that conversation or dialogue between your higher self and your soul about how you're getting on with achieving that life purpose. Really, nothing could be more important. So I say it all the time that by analyzing your dreams, I reveal your potential and the obstacles you need to overcome. I'm very specific. I tell you what makes you magnificent, what your superpowers are, what your spiritual abilities are, and the bumps in life that are holding you back. But these bumps are not in the way, they are the way. And that's often what trips most of us up. The bumps are the way, because working on them, healing those issues that hold us back, is where our growth lies. So how do you get your dream analyzed on my show? Very simple. Go to dream-analysis.com and click on radio show and just send your dream to me there, and I will get it. And you'll get notified when I interpret it on the show. And for anybody whose dream I do on the show, you can have a conversation with me in private after the show to talk about your dreams and ask any questions you want. I can go into a lot more detail than sometimes is suitable on this particular show. So let's start off and realize, though, as I'm interpreting other people's dreams and telling them what their higher self is saying, what were your dreams telling you last night? Go to my website, send your dream to me, or download my dictionary and have a good attempt at interpreting your own dreams. The dictionary is free. The website address again, dream-analysis.com. So Olivia sent two dreams in from her 9-year-old son. And I never do kids' dreams. There are reasons for that. I need the parents' permission and so on and so on. I used to get kids sending me dreams all the time, but I don't do them because I can get in trouble for that, unless it's done in cooperation with the parent. So here we have Olivia's permission to do this. And she gives us a bit of background. She says, my son is 9 years old. His name is Chris, and he's autistic. He's very smart, but he struggles with emotional regulation and is very sensitive. He's also very perceptive, and often when I tell him dreams of mine, he will just have some insight I never thought of. He seems very wise beyond his age, and that's very cool. And that is often true. Kids will often tell you the essence of a dream. Here's what it's about. And it's really surprising when they do that. She continues, he doesn't get along well with kids his age and can't relate well with them, but is very good with adults. Struggles with self-worth and identity, so a lot of his dreams have some stressful feelings for him. Well, I can tell you, that's true for every kid. Their dreams are more primordial. They're more about masculine and feminine energy in its raw states, because they haven't fully attached the nuance of an earth life to those energies. So, if you look at your kids' dreams compared to yours, they're always going to be horrific. Kids get killed in their dreams all the time, all that sort of stuff. So don't really compare them with adults' dreams. Just compare them with other kids' dreams. You said he's very interested in knowing what his dreams mean, so it means so much to him. And we listen to your YouTube channel religiously and love to talk about dreams other people have submitted to your show. thank you very much for doing that. And hi to you, Chris. So hopefully you enjoy what these dreams mean, or at least what you can get out of them. Olivia continues on to tell me what she thinks some of the dreams mean. And I do agree with it. But let's jump into the dream. Here's the first one. And they're very short. First dream, he's in our house, but there are 2 garages. We are all in the garages, and there are 2 giants as well. We are all playing with a ball and kicking it. He starts to get annoyed and tells the giants they have to leave. But they get mad at him and start kicking him. Me and the rest of the family run the giants off. And then we all go back to playing in the garage. Okay, so what could the giants represent? Well, they represent the feeling of being at a disadvantage. So if I'm playing a football match, or even just a game, and it involves kicking a ball, and there's a giant playing against me, well, clearly the giant has an advantage, a huge advantage over me, in that they can cover so much more of the court more easily, they can kick the ball further, they can do all these other things that I can't do. Yes, they're showing up as giants in the dream for a few reasons, but this is, when I channel on this dream, this is what Chris's guides say it's about. And Chris doesn't tell us what transpired at this part of the dream, but the feeling is important. Why did he get annoyed? Was the game far too easy for the giants or far too difficult for him against them? That's important, really important. But it is along the lines of what I said. What is easy for others is not easy for Chris, even though he does try to play the game. And yes, you and your family chasing the giants off shows that he does feel safe and protected by you and his family. So that's really good. But the giants kicking him means that when he hits the point of being annoyed, he really punishes himself for feeling disadvantaged. And that's probably not the words Chris would use, but a conversation with him will let you know, because obviously at the age of 9, kids are super smart, almost as smart as an adult in a lot of ways, and smarter in other ways because they're still very much in touch with themselves and more open than we are as adults. Anyway, have that conversation, because the key then is to not getting to the point of being annoyed and then kicking yourself when you're down. So, all right, here's the second dream. And again, this one is a recurring dream, so it's more important. And you say, Chris is on a bus with a bunch of other kids. They arrive at their destination and get out and go down slides. He starts looking for me and finds me. We are all at a zoo and he is surprised to see me. He asks me, Mom, why aren't you at work? And I tell him, oh, I changed my job and now I can be here with you. He says this is a good dream, but he wonders why he has it so often. Well, because of this dream, I wrote and I asked Olivia, what were the circumstances of Chris's birth? Because coming down the slide is a classic symbol for birth, coming from a higher location to a lower location. And then he's looking for Mom. And that kind of is surprising, because Mom is obviously very much involved in a loving way with Chris's life. And this part implies that at the start, Mom wasn't. So I wanted to understand that. Why would a child, when they're born, have to go find their mom and be surprised almost at that? So it means that Mom wasn't there right at the start. And so I asked what happened. And Olivia shared this. She said, I was trying to go have him naturally, but his heart rate went way down and I had to have an emergency C-section. It was very traumatic. And when they delivered him, he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. I didn't get to be the one to hold him first because I was put under. His father and sisters held him first. Then when I woke up from anesthesia, I held him. I knew his cry immediately. Okay, so that's the issue. That's what this dream is trying to heal. And the reason he's having a recurring dream is because it's not healed yet. Like in the dream, he asks you why you aren't at work. So this is like, think about a child when they come in. We always think that they are blissfully unaware of anything that's going on, but that's not true. When a child comes in, they want mom and dad there. Nobody else matters. Even siblings don't really matter. The doctors and nurses definitely don't matter. Hugely important for the health of you as a child coming in. But in terms of the priorities that we have as a child, they don't matter. So we want mom there, and mom being there makes the whole journey worth it. So if I get love from mom, it's like I'm safe. I feel this warmth, and this is good. Now that I'm here and I'm in that warmth, this is good. And what we want from dad is support and belief. And we want him to be a pillar of strength for us. But this is all about mom, because the dream's about mom. And so he didn't find you at the start. And so subconsciously, he is still trying to make that connection. And even when he does find you, he asks you why you're not at work. Now, it's good in the dream. Now, it's not you really in the dream. It's a portrayal of you. So it's not something you need to change, but it just reveals to us what's gone on. And so Chris needs to do some healing around that start of life. Obviously, you had no choice in this. You did ask, and you said you were told before that you were told Chris is a channel, and he is. I checked on that too. And that's what the two giants and the two garages are about. The garages are also about being separated from emotions, which is the issue you say that he has, difficulty with expressing emotions. And so with the best will in the world, you want to have him naturally, and then things go awry, because it's important for Chris to have had the experience that he did have, and for you to not be present for him in a waking, loving sense, because it's going to allow him transfer onto the physical plane the issues he needs to transfer that he wouldn't be able to transfer if you were there to love him the way you would have had everything gone the way you wanted. So don't beat yourself up over this. This is something that's meant to happen. It allows him keep a strong spiritual connection that he wouldn't have kept otherwise. And he keeps it because the earth plane wasn't as inviting as he wanted and needed it to be. When I say needed, I mean as a human. So he's got these abilities because of that. And so now, or later in life, you can help him heal these issues, and he'll still keep the abilities. It's not going to lose them. But that's what it's about, and that's why he has it. And quite often, if you explain this to him, and maybe you're listening, Chris, but if you explain it to him, it may stop these dreams, because it's the understanding of why you're having them is enough. And your understanding of mom wanting to be there but not able to be there also helps. But what you're trying to heal is not you at the age 9. We're trying to heal you at the age 0. And so understanding it intellectually now is not going to heal it, but it will help if you dwell on it, meditate on it, and realize that you still need to heal the brand new infant that came in and had the experience. So there we go. I hope that made a lot of sense. And it's rare that I do kids' dreams, so enjoy that too. And Olivia says, she adds in, also, you interpreted a dream for me in November about me working at a new job, a real estate company with red and white as their colors. And I was looking at 2 screens. In my dream, I knew I had another job, but decided not to go back. Well, mid-January, I got a call from a lady at a real estate company about an opening they needed filled. She saw my resume on Indeed. And the reason I'm saying that is because Olivia shares this piece. She said, that very morning I had meditated and saw a quick movie-like clip. That's what I call it when it's like a flash, like a movie. I was on the highway driving, and a beautiful old green truck went past me and switched lanes in front of me. My father had that exact truck, except it was red. I just had this strong feeling and urge that I had to leave my job, that the vision meant I needed to switch careers. And that's exactly what it is. Trucks in dreams and traffic in dreams represent career, and the truck switching lanes says that you need to switch careers, switch lanes. And I say that because you can use my dictionary at dream-analysis.com that's free to interpret your visions that you get like this, because it's the exact same language. The information you get through daydreams and through this type of thing where it's a conscious vision, it's the exact same language, and you can interpret them using the same techniques. Anyway, she says, today I'm working for the real estate company and their colors are red and white, and I'm skipping over bits, but she says, I just wanted to email you to let you know and thank you for your show. It's been a life changer for me, and I'm really happy for that. And then this is going to feel like Olivia's show, because I have another dream that I found from her that I'm also going to do. And this one is called Golden Key black car and topless. She tells us again what she knows the dream means, which I love. I always love that. But I'm just going to skip straight into the dream. She says, I was in a dark movie theater and for some reason I had offended this older Chinese lady. To appease her, I gave her a key to my car as a token of trust. It wasn't so she could take my car, but it was so she would understand that I trusted her. For some reason, I felt like that was the solution in the dream. The key was gold. However, when I went out to the parking lot, my car was gone. It was a black SUV, which is a car I have had in the past. Okay, so there's a lot more of the dream. I'm just going to stop here and interpret this piece. So you gave up pursuing your healing gift because of mom's influence. She played on your fears, and we know that she played on your fears because she's driving your black car. And normally Chinese can represent guides in dreams, but not in your dream. The fact that you call her an old lady trumps all other meanings. So she is your old lady. And this is a British expression for mom, but it still holds in countries where that expression is not really used. So that's what that first part is about. And it's essentially you're trying to show trust by changing and giving up things. Not really good. It's not good that you did that, but it's also really not good that your mom let you do that. Dream continues on. Next thing I know, I'm at a car auction and I'm only wearing white shorts, nothing else, walking around topless, shoeless, everything. I am fine and I'm looking for my car and I don't see the lady with my car. Then I see this guy that I really like and I'm thinking, oh no, I don't have a shirt on. Then I find a white shirt and I put it on. So my question there is, was mom critical of women and did you pick that up from her? And I know how weird that even sounds to ask if a woman was critical of other women. Anyway, your guides say this is what the white shorts mean. Being topless, i.e. showing your feminine aspects, will even invite criticism from others because that's the way mom was. And in the dream, you even cover up to avoid that criticism. You're not covering up for yourself. Notice that in the dream. You are hiding who you are to appease others. And that's never good. It is good in the dream that you were originally okay with being topless, but you let that get spoiled. So this is also what it symbolizes in your dream. You have a natural ability to help others. It's a feminine energy trait, but you hide it. And I'll say a little bit more about that later on. You say, I'm going to talk to this guy that I really like, and then I realize he has a girlfriend with him, so I don't. So here again, you don't talk to him because he has a girlfriend. So again, it is the feminine energy that is off-putting to you. And you need to figure out what this comes from and knock it on its head, because it doesn't help you at all. And you're doing it because of mom's influence. Then the old Chinese lady pulls up in my car with 3 other women in the car, 1 in the front passenger seat and 2 in the back. And that happens in your dream because the dream is trying to rebalance your view of feminine energy. And that's why the car is full of women. You say, she tells me that I can have my car back and that she is fine now. And she hands me the key back. In my dream, she was trying to teach me a lesson by taking the car and that she always intended to bring it back. Okay, so that's horrible. Is this how your mom was? Trying to teach you lessons for your own good? How nice of her. Of course, I'm being sarcastic there, but you need to heal the trauma you experienced at the hands of this woman. What she took was precious. She took a golden key that was yours. And giving it back is better than never giving it back. But it was always yours and it was never hers. So it means this is how your mom got you. She took things that belonged to you. She took your gifts. She made you hide them. Makes you hide yourself because you feel in some way that going through life as a woman or showing femininity is a negative thing in some way. And you even found a man. You said that the man who's in the dream is real. And he has old-fashioned views, is what you call them. And for instance, he does not like women to wear low-cut tops. Well, I can tell you on behalf of all the other heterosexual men on the planet, we do not like this guy. But the point is, you found someone else who will also criticize you. How crazy is it that we find people who are like mom or like dad, mom and dad criticizing us, and we find a partner and we will put up with them criticizing us and wanting us to change and cover ourselves and hide who we are. It's all symbolic in the dream, of course. You say, next thing I know, I'm at my house and that guy is there with his girlfriend. There are other people there as well, and we are playing board games. His girlfriend is really sweet and I like her. And she says, I recognize you. She says, I work at Bath and Body Works and you always come in and get the same lotions and candles. And I tell her this is true. And I ask her, how does she know? And she says, and here's the creepy part, because we keep a database of all that information so that I can know exactly what I'm going to buy, what you're going to buy when you go in. And I think this is weird. So here's the thing. Did mom keep tabs on you like this? So, because something causes you to view feminine energy, i.e. the women in this dream, negatively. And again, this is going to be due to mom's influence. Yes, she was meant to do this so that you could transfer your existing feminine energy imbalance into this lifetime. But now you're aware of it and how important this is, it's up to you to heal it. And feminine energy, I said I'd come back to this, is about nurturing, caring, loving, and acceptance, and many other things. And that acceptance means accepting yourself exactly as you are. Do you accept yourself exactly as you are? I can tell you don't, because you have the white shorts on that are just covering your gender, and you put a white shirt on as well. So you're hard on yourself. And the board games are about playing the game of life and enjoying it. That's a good part of the dream. The fact that you are playing the games and you're having a good time there. But that's what your dreams mean. I hope it all makes sense to you. Do write and let me know. I always love to get feedback. So let's move on. This one is from Sabrina. And she says, Rachel is my sister. Andy is her husband. Her friend Cindy is very outgoing. And the dream title is Accidental Phone Call. And this is one of the ones I teased at the start. She says, I was in a house with Rachel and Andy. At one point, Rachel realized she had accidentally called her friend Cindy. We could hear what was going on wherever Cindy was. Rachel hung up and asked if she should call Cindy and let her know that happened, or just act like it didn't happen. I said she'll be able to see the call in her call log, so she might as well let her know. She called back, but Cindy didn't answer. I feel like I was trying to help Rachel and Andy with something, but I'm not sure what. Well, of course, it's your dream. It's all about you helping yourself. So look at what's happening. Something is done by accident, and you want to call and apologize for it. Don't. It's a dream. And so here's the question. Does it really get you when you do something by accident? And if it does, why? If it's not intentionally done, why does it really get you if you do something by accident? And of course, I'm saying, think about that to prompt figuring out where it comes from and which parent used to beat you up for things that you did by accident or whatever it is, make you feel guilty about things that you did by accident and so on. So you need to eliminate that, eliminate the source of that. But, and here's the piece that's important, here's what it's really about. You have the ability to read people's thoughts. That's what the making the phone call and hearing what Cindy was doing and saying and so on. That's what that all meant. And normally that happens deliberately because you have to focus on a person's brow chakra to make this connection and read their mind. But occasionally for you, it will just happen. And the dream says, don't apologize for that. Don't switch off that ability and don't see it as negative. When people ask you for help, use that ability to help them. See it for the positive gift that it is. You can get things from people's minds that they don't even know. So they could ask you for help and they're carrying the answer because they're carrying their life purpose, their mission, everything about themselves, all within their own body, within their own aura. And so you can tune in and read from their mind anything that you would possibly get, say, from channeling their guides. And I know this is true because I've done this myself. So see it as a positive gift that it is. Don't beat yourself up. If you accidentally read somebody's thoughts, it would be freakier probably to tell them what you suddenly know about them than it would to just let that go by. And don't take advantage, of course, of what you get, but also don't be a fool. You say something else. There was a door to the basement and the light was on down there, but I turned it off. Okay, so this is kind of the same thing. It's like I can see what's going on under the surface with people because I have this ability, and you want to turn it on. You don't want to do that. And then you're in the bedroom with Rachel, and she wanted to see if I could go to this certain point of the bedroom and see if I could then see into the spirit realm. So I'm pretty sure from talking to you before, I know you've got plenty of abilities, but I think your sister also has them too. So she's going to represent your abilities in the dream. It's not really about you and her. And then the bedroom is also about having an ability, like a spiritual ability, because when we sleep, we leave our bodies. We're very aware of the spirit world in ways that we're not aware of when we're back in our bodies. So it represents that. And so you're trying to find a place where you can see into the spirit world, or a gift, using your gift to see into the spirit world somehow. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But don't turn off your gift. Don't turn off the ability to get information about people, because it's important always to develop our gifts, be respectful of them, and so on and so on and so on. Are you puzzling over what your particular spiritual gifts are, your abilities? What are they? Do you know? Or do you know what your life purpose is? Or do you know what's holding you back from those things? Of course you're interested in those, because if you're listening to the show, that's what this show is all about. Well, we have a course starting on April 30th. It's only 2 weekends that guarantees that you will know what your gifts are, because we will look at your dreams in that course. Or I should say, April Angel will look at your dreams in that course. And so it's 2 weekends, but it also includes a private 30-minute reading with April. And that's where she's going to tell you what your gifts are, because she's going to look at your particular dreams and tell you from your dreams what your abilities are, what your life purpose is, and what's holding you back, if anything, from achieving those things. So it's what you want. It's April 30th, and it's only $97. Go to dream-analysis.com and click on courses, and you can find it there. While you're there, you can also submit your dream to my show. Take care.